പ്രഗത്ഭനായ സിവിൽ സർവീസ് ഉദ്യോഗസ്ഥൻ, നയതന്ത്രജ്ഞൻ എന്നീ മേഖലയിൽ തിളങ്ങിയ രാഷ്ട്രീയ നേതാവാണ് ശ്രീ മണിശങ്കർ അയ്യർ. തമിഴ്നാട് പ്രതിനിധീകരിച്ച് 3 തവണ ലോക്സഭാ അംഗമായിരുന്നു. 2006 മികച്ച പാർലമെന്റേറിയൻ അവാർഡ് നൽകി ആദരിച്ചു. 2004 മുതൽ 2009 വരെ പഞ്ചായത്തി രാജിൻ്റെ ചുമതലയുള്ള ക്യാബിനറ്റ് മന്ത്രിയായിരുന്നു. അദ്ദേഹം 9 പുസ്തകങ്ങൾ പ്രസിദ്ധീകരിച്ചിട്ടുണ്ട്. അദ്ദേഹത്തിൻ്റെ ഏറ്റവും പുതിയ കൃതിയായ മെമ്മോസ് ഓഫ് മെവറിക് ആണ്. Manishankar Iyer is a leader who is a civil servant and a diplomat. He is a member of Lok Sabha representing Tamil Nadu and served 6 years in Rajya Sabha. In 2006, he was honored with Outstanding Parliamentarian Award. Iyer sir has served as the cabinet minister from 2004 to 2009, who was in charge of Panchayati Raj, the first minister to hold his responsibilities in the country. He authored 9 books to date, with his recent work, Memoirs of Maverick. It's my honor to invite you, sir.
Minister Rajesh, distinguished members of the podium, I see lots of my friends in the audience, particularly a very large delegation from Karnataka. Ladies and gentlemen and friends, although it is almost impossible sitting on the stage to hear what is being said at the podium, I did manage to understand, if I'm right, that Mr. Rajesh, Minister Rajesh, had asked us to keep politics out of this discussion on local government. I certainly do not intend to bring politics in, but I have to begin by saying that my party asked me at the last moment, while I was traveling to Kerala, to not attend Keraleeyam. I have nevertheless decided to come here, not in order to be an indisciplined congressman, but because Panchayati Raj, in a genuine sense, started in Kerala only after Rajiv Gandhi's Act, as amended, had been passed by Parliament. So I'm here as a tribute to Rajiv Gandhi, rather than, if you'll forgive me, sir, as a tribute to Pinarayi Vijayan, and I hope my party will not expel me or send me to a Gulag archipelago for having attended this meeting. There is simply no doubt, everybody knows it, that the #1 state in Panchayati Raj in India is Kerala. And the presentations that we have had this morning by His Excellency the Minister, and then by that brilliant lady who just talked about in detail the Additional Chief Secretary dealing with local government, detailed all the achievements of Panchayati Raj in Kerala. It is therefore neither possible nor desirable for me to just imitate her speech. I would like to begin by saying that I endorse every word that Minister Rajesh and the Additional Chief Secretary said, to take that for granted and to move on from there. I think the most basic fact about Kerala is that in the 1960s, Kerala's poverty levels were about the same as those of Bihar, around well over 65%. Today, while Bihar's level of poverty has declined to 51%, in Kerala, I'm told it has declined to 0.4%. and that the attention here is not on eliminating poverty as it is in most of the rest of the country, but on eliminating extreme poverty, to the extent that I am given to understand that there are at least 2 districts in Kerala, Kottayam and Ernakulam, where there are almost no really people below the poverty line. Now, the poverty line is an academic invention of the Planning Commission. It doesn't really mean the poor. What it should be called is an utter deprivation line. So the people of Kerala continue in large numbers to be poor, even if they're not below the poverty line. And what we call the poverty line is really a desperation line and not a poverty line. So I am very glad to hear from the Additional Chief Secretary that the principal focus of Panchayati Raj in Kerala is already and will continue to be the removal of extreme poverty so that not one single person is left poor in this state. Mahatma Gandhi had said that the aim of independence is to wipe every tear from every eye. And it looks as if Kerala is going to be the first state to succeed in wiping every tear from every eye. And I want to congratulate the people of Kerala. Please note, I'm not saying the government of Kerala. I'm saying I want to congratulate the people of Kerala on this magnificent achievement. And I say the people of Kerala because although there are frequent changes of government in Kerala, and perhaps there'll be another one at the next election, I don't know. I know that Mr. Rajesh's expectations are somewhat different to mine, but nevertheless, what I want to stress is that it has not made a difference to Kerala's commitment to Panchayati Raj as to whether it is the United Front that is in power or the Left Front that is in power. The succeeding governments have maintained the achievements of the previous government and then attempted to take matters forward. And the latest Left Front government has, I think, had notable successes, but I don't think at that same time we should forget the successes of the United Front when it was in power. Panchayati Raj in Kerala is not a party issue, it is a people's issue, and so long as it remains a people's issue, I think we can continue to expect Kerala to remain in the top league. But I'm particularly delighted to find a large Karnataka contingent here, because Karnataka is biting at the heels of Kerala. Your first position cannot be taken for granted. Karnataka has done a number of things which I think need to be studied by Kerala. And since there are so many heroes of Panchayati Raj sitting among us, including the former Secretary to the Prime Minister, Sri Meenakshi Sundaram, I hope Keraleeyam will take advantage of their presence to hold a detailed discussion between the Additional Chief Secretary and this delegation to see in what respects Karnataka is different to Kerala. I'm not saying superior. That would be for the government of Kerala to decide. But there are innovative, different things that Karnataka is doing that should at least be studied in Kerala and then perhaps adapted to your specific conditions. But I would hope that the single most constructive outcome of this edition of Keraleeyam in respect of local government is that the Karnataka delegation will be taken advantage of. We have just had a couple of weeks ago a meeting in Karnataka to see how the new government there can improve on the existing form of Panchayati Raj. They had set up a committee several years ago under the former Speaker, Mr. Ramesh Kumar. The Ramesh Kumar committee included a number of those who are sitting in the front row here. That committee made, I think, revolutionary changes in the legislative dispositions for Panchayati Raj. But unlike Kerala, where quick action is taken on legislative changes, I am afraid in Karnataka, partly because of a change of government, the implementation of the Ramesh Kumar committee has not been satisfactory. And what our meeting last month in Bangalore did was to point out which are the areas in which progress can be made. Fortunately, one of the members of the Karnataka Ramesh Kumar committee, who has also been the Zilla Panchayat chairman of Bangalore Rural and been a member of parliament, I refer to Sri Narayan Swamy. He's also here among us. He will be taking note of the recommendations made in respect of Karnataka, and I hope, I only hope, I don't pray because I'm in a communist state, I hope that we will be able to also have a similar committee, an all-party committee, here in Kerala to look after all these decades at the Panchayat Raj legislation with a view to saying how things can be further improved in Kerala. I think the worst outcome of this Keraleeyam would be to pat yourselves on the back, say we are the best, and go home satisfied. Panchayati Raj is a continuing exercise. I don't think we'll ever reach perfect Panchayati Raj. But having made as much progress as Kerala has done, and the progress is outstanding. That's the only expression I can use. It's outstanding. It's just about the best in the country. It's perhaps among the best forms of local government anywhere in the world. But since I have seen local government in other countries, in particular Belgium, which is not a country we think of very often for local government, but I was posted in Belgium for 7 years, and I saw how a municipality of Brussels, which is the capital of Belgium, had as many as 19 municipalities. They're called communes. 19 municipalities to manage 1 million people. And each of them had their own constabulary. So much so that one day I was arrested when I did not have my diplomatic card with me, and I was driving someone else's car, so there was no diplomatic plate. And I was taken to the police station which was about 200 meters from my home. And I said to them, can you not send your police from Etterbeek to the Ixelles commune where I live? And I will show you that at home I have a diplomatic passport. And I was told that it's now 2 o'clock in the morning. We cannot disturb the Ixelles police and we are not allowed to enter Ixelles. To that extent, there is devolution in Belgium. And I think one of the first things that Minister Rajesh might wish to consider is to send a composite all-party delegation to Belgium, where now they've started speaking English. In my time, they only spoke French, but with a French translator perhaps, I'm sure the embassy can help, to study the manner in which urban Panchayati Raj takes place in Belgium. And the reason I say this is that nearly half of Kerala's population is today urbanized. So the old Panchayati Raj system is getting outdated for approximately half your population. And I'm not sure that the progress made on the 74th Amendment in Kerala is as impressive as the progress made under the 73rd Amendment. I think it is time Professor Thomas Isaac was commissioned to write a supplementary volume to his famous book on people's planning, because I'm not sure the techniques of people's planning that are used in Kerala's rural areas are automatically applicable to Kerala's. Oh, I'm afraid my time is over. So although I had a lot more to say, I will take my leave. I just finish with one sentence, that since you have done a remarkable job with rural Panchayati Raj, you have to remember that Kerala is an exceptional state in that urbanization is not taking place by villagers going into towns, but by villages becoming towns and municipal areas. I mean, to drive from Kannur to Trivandrum is to not drive through any countryside. It's all one. And therefore, I think a Thomas Isaac is needed in an urban version. And I think the same Thomas Isaac can do it. And I therefore hope you'll be able to achieve that. Can I have another 5 minutes? Can I have another 5 minutes? I just want to very telegraphically run through some other suggestions that I have. Number one is really the basic question. What is the scope of what is the future scope of democratic decentralization in Kerala itself? I have given you one mention, which is increasing urbanization. The other is environment degradation, which is being tackled, I find very impressively, by the Harita Kerala mission. But you need a Harita Kerala mission for the areas that are getting urbanized. That is very important because all urbanization is environmentally polluting. If we only had villages, we wouldn't have the environmental problems we have, and we wouldn't have the climate change problems that we have. The other has been mentioned particularly by Minister Rajesh, so I don't need to dwell on it. It is the aging population of Kerala. I used to be a young man 50 years ago. I'm now an old man, and therefore I realize that there are problems of aging which one had not even dreamt of even 30 or 20 years ago. And so I'm very glad that you're taking this initiative. My second quick point was Karnataka's Gram Swaraj Act. It has several innovations, such as a panchayat service. It has activity maps, they don't call it that, which synchronize finances, functions and functionaries. That is not happening in Kerala, where there is no service over which the panchayats have a control. It is the departmental officers who are cooperating and coordinating. I'm not denying that. But they're not under the control of the panchayats. You might consider that. I was specially asking the gentleman sitting next to me, I'm not sure of his name or his designation, whether he could kindly arrange a meeting in the tribal parts of Kerala. I was thinking of Idukki, but that's only because I know the name. But somewhere in the tribal parts, and although the PESA, the Panchayat Extension to Scheduled Areas Act, does not apply to Kerala, I think at least two provisions of PESA, which are not present in Kerala, should perhaps be applied right over the state and in the tribal areas. Number one, that all panchayati plans have to be approved by the Gram Sabha before they are implemented. Now that's a remarkable innovation because it gives people's participation and people's representation. Secondly, no utilization certificate written by an officer can be sent to Delhi without the express approval of the Gram Sabha. And since Kerala has made more progress in open democratic discussion in the Gram Sabhas than anywhere else, I think these two suggestions could easily be accepted. I also think you have arrived at a kind of stagnation in your fiscal decentralization model. There is immense, much more fiscal decentralization in Kerala than anywhere else. But that's approximately 25%. And maybe we should strive 25, 27, right. I don't think 25 to 27 is major progress. We need to think in terms of a big bang approach, like it was thought of in 1996, when there was zero decentralization, and today 25% of the budget is being spent by the panchayats. But 100% of the people live in the panchayats or in urban agglomerations. So we should be going further up. And for that, perhaps Mr. Narayan Swamy will have some exciting ideas to give, which would perhaps disturb you greatly, but which you might still think about. I would also like to say, and I'm now really going to conclude, that you have a brilliant system of maintenance grants by the department being given to the panchayats to administer. The maintenance of assets was Rajiv Gandhi's personal contribution to the 11th schedule. So I begin as I ended. I'm paying a tribute to Rajiv Gandhi and not just to Pinarayi Vijayan by coming to Keraleeyam. You have achieved what he set out to do. Of course, he was of a different party, but you have not allowed that to come in the way of making the decision that you did, and therefore, also finally, I think you need to concentrate on the third F, the functionaries. There is very little administrative devolution in Kerala. And while you've achieved miracles with functional devolution and with financial devolution, if to that were added functionaries devolution, I think Kerala can be assured that it will be ahead of Karnataka and therefore in the first position in this country. Thank you very much for this opportunity, and my apologies to the Congress President in Kerala.
Thank you, sir.